Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from BGR. It's written by Chris Smith and it was published on August 16th. Now I just came across this honestly and it is a couple days old. I haven't seen any attention being brought to this and that's why I'm doing a video on it. Because Apple is seen as this secure, high quality product producing company, and they're really not. They produce shit, and their security, the only reason why they have any semblance of it when it comes to say viruses and shit is because people who make viruses really don't fucking care about Mac users, because they're a small percentage of the market. Like Linux users, there are viruses for both Macs and Linux machines, but they're not to the extent of Windows machines. And that gives a false sense of security. It really does. I mean, I take extra precautions beyond that where I'm a Linux user. I run virus scanners because there are virus scanners for Linux, and I use them to check because they can check even Windows executables, so I use them for that. If I'm downloading something under Linux and say I'm going to use it in Wine or whatever, you know, I run firewalls. When I use my VPN, I use the malware thingy. I mean, I take the option for them to protect you from it. I mean, I take extra precautions because I know that that's a false sense of security, but they've marketed it as actual security, and this is what you get when that happens. A 16-year-old hacked Apple and stole 90 gigabytes of secure files. Oh, you gotta love that. Apple servers are widely believed to be unhackable, and to date, the company hasn't suffered any massive breach that would have exposed user data to hackers. What? What are you talking about? What about the iCloud situation where all the starlets had their pictures released on the internet, where you had Hunger Games there? God, what the hell is her name? Fucking Southern Trash. Shit. But you know who I'm talking about. But there were pictures of her with loads blown on her face and on her ass and shit like that. That's a massive breach when you have that type of stuff getting leaked. And I wish I could think of her name, and as soon as I finish this video, watch, it's going to pop in my goddamn head. Oh, God, she was on the Bill Evingall comedy show there. Shit. I know who the hell she is, and I'm having a fucking brain fart. Anyway, but yeah, you had her and all these other actresses who had very personal photos leaked. That's a massive breach. Sorry to break it to you. Well, it turns out that while most hackers might not be able to get into Apple's servers, a 16-year-old Australian with a passion for Apple managed to do it, stealing some 90 gigabytes of secure files and accessing customer accounts in the process. The best part is that he stored it all in a folder called Hackety Hack Hacky Hack Hack. Now, they ignore the fact of all the celebrity, porn that got released from iCloud. Oh, that never happened. And then they hype up this 16-year-old kid. Now, you got to give this 16-year-old kid credit. You really do. That's ballsy, just storing the shit in Hacky Hack Hack for a folder. Although he wasn't that good, because if you're going to hack, you don't use machines that can be traced back to you, and that's how he got caught. He used devices that they were able to trace the serial numbers on, which to me, there should be no way for them to see your serial number on your machine. That's like an ID token. That violates my right to privacy, and that's one reason why I will never own a Mac, which I'm getting ahead of myself here, so let's move on. The teen's defense lawyer said the kid was a huge fan of the company and wanted to work for Apple, according to The Age. His name can't be shared because he's still a minor, but also because he's a well-known individual in the international hacking community. Apple, meanwhile, is very sensitive about publicity on the matter, and is quite understandable why. Well, okay. The thing is, this is like this is like where a situation where they could embrace this. They could actually use this and say, he's working with us. He's going to show us what he did to gain access so that we can secure the system. I mean, this is a very prominent hacker. They could hire him on to improve Apple's security. Probably look good for them if they actually did that optics-wise. I think better than trying to keep this quiet. And not only that, would you rather have him working for you or against you? That's another thing you have to take into account. And as job interviews go, it's a pretty damn good job interview, if you think about it. I mean, this is a 16-year-old that has a better concept of how their security works than the actual people who fucking designed it. I mean, I'm not saying reward the kid, but this is kind of like the idea of Abagnale, you know, the guy that they based the DiCaprio movie Catch Me If You Can on. I mean, this is one of those types of situations. They could intervene and put this kid to work and improve their products. But see, Apple's not about providing the best product possible. They're about providing the best product on the note of not the best product quality wise. It's the best product for them to capitalize on and maximize profits while minimizing the cost that they have to put into it, which leads to subpar boards. If you're into like tech and all, even if not, because he's kind of entertaining, if you want to see how bad Apple products are, go check out Louis Rossmann on YouTube. He repairs Apple computers and other laptops and things. And he does it on stream. And he's actually really funny about it. I mean, he's kind of a comedian when he does it. But if you want to see how shitty their products really are, watch a couple of his videos. I mean, he's pointed out why, like, long before, Apple was saying, we're going to do this for the keyboards, okay? He was pointing out that the keys that they have, they're basically an iPhone key for their MacBooks on the new ones. And you've got, like, the button for an iPhone, which would be used for, like, volume or whatever, being typed on. It's not a good idea. I mean, he points out a lot of really crappy shit about their products. So this, if they were actually about quality, they would do something like that. Even just about optics. Say, well, the kid hacked us, but he's coming to work for us, and he's going to help us fix our security where he's obviously good at breaching our security. The kid apparently used VPNs and other systems to hide his identity and hacked Apple servers for about a year. He also had access to authorized keys, the kind that grant login access to users and should be extremely secure. The hack apparently worked flawlessly until Apple caught wind of it. It's unclear what kind of data the hacker stole or how it all happened. Well, yeah, because it's trying to keep this quiet. And, I mean, it sounds like there's still legal proceedings going on. So this is not necessarily going to be public on that note, and he's also a minor, so... While the attacker tried to hide his identity, Apple was able to identify the serial number of the laptops used to perform the attacks, and that's how the investigation led to Australia. The Australian Federal Police seized 2 laptops, a mobile phone, and a hard drive, discovering proof of the hack in the process, including the Hacky Hack folder. See, that's one reason why you should never, ever, 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 ever own Apple products. That whole serial number thing, how the hell are they able to see your serial number? Because if you think about it, I mean, yeah, you're connecting to Apple Cloud, but there should be no need for a serial number involved with that. you should have the right, as a private citizen who wants to keep their life private, to disable it sending the serial number. You really should be able to. If that little sneaky thing about Apple was not part of their products, this guy would have probably kept on going and they would have never caught him. So, the moral of the lesson is, if you are a cyber criminal, take your Apple and destroy it. Go out and buy yourself a PC. Whether it's a laptop, a tower, or whatever. But I would if I were you, because you don't want to get caught. I mean, think about it. If you're using VPNs, if you're using Tor, and say, for argumentative sake, you're a Silk Road user type. You know, you're a dark web eBay shopper, we'll call you. If you're a dark web eBay shopper, do you really want your serial number floating around while you're doing that? Probably not. So if you're using a Mac to surf the dark web, you might want to stop that. Treat it like the laptop that Johnny had in Ted 2. Okay? When Ted finds all his tranny porn on it. Take that shit. Don't wipe the hard drive, because that ain't going to do anything for you, because the serial number is embedded. Smash that shit and bury it down in Boston Harbor. Oh, because that's the only way you're going to protect yourself from getting caught from shit. The teen apparently used WhatsApp to brag about his achievements to other parties. He pled guilty in court and now awaits sentencing. And Apple should probably follow up with a job offer. On the note of optics, on the note of, say, trying to secure their services and their systems, might be a good idea. See, this could be an Abagnale situation for them. And it could work out really well for them. But, you know, they're probably just going to try to sweep this shit under the rug. And be like, nothing to see here. I mean, you notice people kind of forgotten about the whole iCloud hacking situation. And there were some very, very prominent pieces of ass from Hollywood who had their porn pictures and videos leaked. You know, and what gets me is I think about that and it's like, these women have got no problems doing that shit on camera. All right, if any of them cry me too, it's like, well, excuse me, but I think you willingly decided to suck and fuck for a role. I mean, that Hunger Games one, someone else was supposed to get that role. She gets a private meeting with Weinstein, probably takes a shot on the face or the ass. Like, the pictures show that she's more than willing to do and photograph for posterity. And all of a sudden, she's in Hunger Games, playing cat. So, yeah. Total tangent there, but I don't know why that just popped in my head with that one. But because of the whole iCloud hacking thing. Anyways. Somehow, I brought that to Weinstein. But I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.